My yoke is easy and my burden light. Words I think that St. Pio must have taken very much to heart. And very easy to understand if you understand where he was coming from. He, of course, as you know, was stigmatized, bore the stigmata of our Lord, the marks of the Passion, in his flesh for 50 years. Suffered intense, intense pain throughout all of those years. But he told his spiritual father when he first became stigmatized, he described it, which actually, if you read it, it's kind of a horrific experience. But then he told his spiritual father, I relish the pain and the suffering. He wanted that. Not the actual visible marks. That brought on too much humiliation for all the curiosity of all the people who would want to see it. But the pain and the suffering, he relished. He wanted that. Because he understood. See, this conformed him completely to the passion of Christ. And note that's what we prayed for in the opening prayer. That we too be conformed to his passion. Now we might think that very odd. But if we understand that's bringing us closer to Christ, and by being conformed to his passion, then we are conformed to we arrive at the glory of his resurrection. It's not so odd at all, after all. And that, in fact, is what our life is all about. We're not here to find glory and peace and happiness and everything for ourselves here in this life. Wonderful if we have it. But our goal is heaven. It's unity with God, union with God. So how do we conform ourselves to that? By being conformed to Christ in his passion and death. We have to die to this life. We will actually all die to this life. That's part of our destiny. But let us make sure that when we awake in the next life, it's in the glory of heaven. It's in the glory of the resurrection, and not in the misery of hell. That's what this life is all about. So we must seek that now. And the more we seek that now, the easier it is after our death. Because you understand, we can actually make up our purgatory right here. The more we suffer now. See, the cross is something to embrace, not something to run from. And the more we endure our trials here and now, the less we have in purgatory. Perhaps we can make it all up. And this becomes then our straight ticket to heaven. And that's our goal, heaven. St. Pio, whom we celebrate today, understood that and taught that to all of his people, the people all the souls to whom he was entrusted, who were entrusted to him. We must conform ourselves to the passion of our Lord. We must accept the sufferings and trials we face. We must endure it patiently, willingly, because it brings us closer to Christ, who will bring us to the Father and will help us achieve our goal, which is nothing less than holiness, our sanctification, that is, our union with God in paradise. Praise be Jesus and Mary.